What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Anthony with VR 365. Welcome to another episode of our show. I believe we are on episode 82, I think. It is now, it's now episode 82, if I got this correct. And it is Tuesday. It is January 29th. It is about 11:05 a.m. Now, a couple of things I wanted to get into real quick before we kind of get started here today is one of the things I wanted to talk about is start times, okay? This 11 a.m. start time. And I'm kind of wondering if I should change this up. I've been thinking, see, the problem with YouTube is they have this thing called events. And so you can set up an event. And setting up an event is a really nice thing because I could set up an event, say, tonight for tomorrow's show, which puts a thumbnail image in my YouTube feed. It lets people know that there's a show tomorrow at this time, blah, blah, blah. You could have a title. You could have all that stuff. And so it's really nice to have an event. And what I've been doing every day is I've been doing these events that start at 11 a.m. Now, here's what sucks. I would come on here right now and say, guess what? This show is going to start at 11:30 a.m. every day. I would say that right now, but the problem is YouTube's event, it goes by hours. So you have an event at 11 a.m. You can have an event at 12 noon. You can have an event at 1 p.m., but you cannot have an event at 11:30. So it's hours. So I can do an event at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And so that's a problem for me because honestly, I'm thinking right about now that I think 11:30 would be a better start time for me because like if I was starting at 11:30 today, I would have another 20-something minutes of show prep that I could do before I get started. Of course, I know. It'll just mean I'm bullshitting earlier in the day with something else because I know that I can start at 11:30. So it all kinds of adds up. I mean, it adds up basically is what I'm trying to say here. The other theory that I had, the other idea that I had is what about not having a start time? Like, what if I just started this show whenever the hell I was ready? The problem with that is people like consistency. People want to know I can tune in every day around this general time frame and there's going to be a show. And that's kind of what we have going on. I mean, I always say 11 a.m. Pacific time, but sometimes we start 11:05, 11:10, 11:09, 11:07, 11:02, 10:58. You know, we're usually right around there with our start times. And so I don't know, it's a conundrum, man, because I really like the consistency, but at the same time, there's so many times, Cyan says, you already bumped the show from 10 to 11. Yeah, we're going to keep on bumping it, baby. We've already bumped the show. But the thing about it is like, I feel like so many times I'm starting this show and I'm not ready. I'm not ready to start the show. Well, whose problem is that? It's that guy. It's the guy that's holding the gun to my head, not letting me start the show, man. No, of course. So, there's nobody holding a gun to my head that's forcing me to be behind the 8 ball in getting ready for the show. But I got to figure something out. I really got to figure something out. I don't know what's going on. One other thing I did want to mention too, guys, is in OBS, I've always had it set to a 20-second delay. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I chopped it to 10 seconds. Today, I've chopped it to 5 seconds. I don't know how that's going to affect anything. Okay, I believe YouTube has its own 7-second delay. So I believe OBS plus YouTube, it should be like a 12-second delay. But I'm not sure exactly how all of that's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to cause problems with the buffering of the stream. Is the stream going to be less smooth? Are these videos going to be more herky-jerky? Am I going to be more herky-jerky? lots of questions are out there, and I don't really know the exact answer to all of that, but I just wanted to mention that. Another thing that I wanted to, VR 365 is now at midnight Pacific time. That actually wouldn't be that terrible for the UK audience, because the UK audience, you know, they're having their morning cup of coffee, and VR 365 is ready to go. You know, speaking of starting at midnight times, I have another thing that I need to announce really quick before we get started here, and that is my job. Okay, I actually have a job with the state of California, but I'm like in limbo. I've been in limbo for a long time. See, I'm a permanent employee with the state of California, but I'm what's called a permanent intermittent. I'm a PI. I'm a private detective, man. I'm a PI, private investigator. No, it's called permanent intermittent, which means I permanently have a job with the state of California, but my hours can be intermittent. They can vary dramatically. Now, I haven't worked for the state of California in a long time, but I'm still employed with them, okay? And one of the things I wanted to mention is they called me yesterday out of the blue, and they said, they asked me, they said, so, you know, we might have some jobs coming up. Are you interested? Will you be ready to work if we call you in? Are you ready to come in? Blah, blah, blah. And I told him, yeah. I am ready. I can come in. Now, do I want to go back to the cubicle? Okay, do I want to go back to being in an office cubicle and all of that? Hell no, I don't. But I'm conflicted because, like, there's like a retirement thing. Like, if you work for the state of California, or probably most states in the United States, if you're working for the state or you're working for the federal government or whatever it happens to be, they have these different kind of retirement plans that you can get into. And the way it works is, if you have a certain number of hours or a certain number of years, if you have a certain number of years with the company, your retirement could be significantly better. Like, if you have 10 years, you get a certain thing. If you got 15 years, blah, blah, blah. If you got 20 years, whatever. And so I kind of need to go back to the state of California and work a little bit more to get to that next plateau. It would be kind of smart if I did that, but I really have no interest in going back to cubicle land. I can tell you straight up right now. Now, how is that going to affect this show if it does happen? Well, first of all, they haven't called me in, so you don't, you know, no worries about anything because they haven't called me in. And there could be months and months and months that could go by and they don't call me in. So this could be much ado about nothing. But, however, if they do call me in, I'm likely going to be at work right now at this time. I will be in a cubicle banging away. I will not be able to do this show. Not at this time anyway. So my show, this show, the daily live stream, will most likely move to a nighttime start time. Like maybe 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m., something like that. So I'm just putting that out there as like that could happen. I don't think it's imminent. Like, I seriously doubt they're going to call me tomorrow and bam, I got to go to work and all of a sudden major drama to this show. I don't think that's going to happen in the very, very, very near future. But I would not be the least bit surprised if at some point in late March, maybe they call me up or something, or mid-March, you know, something could happen. But if it does happen, I'm not stopping this. The daily live stream will not stop. It is going to continue. I can't stop. I won't stop. I don't stop. You know, I don't know what it is. There's some kind of rap thing. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop, too legit to quit, whatever it is. I will be here, guys. I will continue to bang on a show. However, it might be a nighttime kind of a deal. So, but I'll figure that when that happens. We're not going to worry about that right now. There's no need to worry about that, guys. So, but I just want to put it out there just so it doesn't come as like an extreme shock if it actually does happen. Okay, so, you know, the beautiful thing about all of that, guys, I just wasted almost 10 minutes of time talking literally about nothing. Literally about nothing. But you know what? I don't have a ton of news stories, so it's kind of beautiful to actually get 10 minutes of time like that. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start off with the #1 news story of the day. And the #1 news story of the day is Creed Rise to Glory. Yes, the Legends update. We've been teased about this Legends update. We've heard about this Legends update. We knew Apollo Creed was going to be in the mix. We knew Carl Weathers was going to be in the mix. We did not know whether any of our other classic Rocky characters would be there, but now we do know. There is an official trailer that is hit. Let's go ahead and take a look at this official trailer. And you want to talk about plastic? Let's talk about plastics. Okay, so let's go ahead and you'll know what I'm talking about in regards to plastics as soon as we see this trailer. So let me go ahead and grab this trailer and pop it on the screen and let's get busy. Actually, let me turn this volume up.
Rated T for teen.
In the red corner, Apollo Creed, Ivan Drago, Lover Lang. What a hit! A complete powerhouse. Finally, the moment you've all waited for. Rocky Balboa.
Rated T for teen.
Rated T for teen. Adrian, yo Adrian, rated T for teen. Okay, I didn't know this was going to be that short. Not a lot of juice right here, but I will tell you this. Plastic is in the building. These guys look like they're straight carved out of plastic, doesn't it? I don't know that they're actually going to look exactly like this when we get into the game itself. Like, I don't think they look quite as plastic as this. What do you guys think about these character models? Do you think they nailed it? Or do you think they are way off the mark with these character models? I think that Apollo Creed looks pretty good. Very, very plastic, but pretty good. Ivan Drago, I don't know. Ivan Drago, first of all, Ivan Drago is a lot taller than everybody else. And this is one of the problems I have with video games in general. I have a major problem with video games in general, guys. And the problem that I have, look at Ivan Drago. He's supposed to be way taller than all these guys. He's like 6'5". Like, why isn't Ivan Drago like hell of taller? And I see this in sports games all the time. I've been a sports game fan since the beginning of time. And I've played all these different sports games, and sports games never get this shit right. Like, there's some people that are tall and skinny. There's some people that are short and fat. But why do all the character models, like, why do they all look the same size? Like, everybody is not the same size. Some people are tall and skinny. Some people are short and fat, and there's every variation in between. For example, if I play a John Madden football game, I remember back to the days of Randy Moss. Do you guys remember the wide receiver, Randy Moss, on Minnesota Vikings, one of the best wide receivers of all time for a very short period of time when he was balling out of control? That dude was as skinny as a rail. I mean, if a huge gust of wind came out of the northeast, it would blow Randy Moss and knock him over to the ground. Dude was skinny as a rail. But you would be playing John Madden football or whatever it is, and Randy Moss would be like the exact same size and thickness as everybody else. And I'm like, no, Randy Moss is really, really tall, and he's really, really skinny. Get this shit right, man. And come on, we're in a modern era now. We're in a modern era. Can't they just program this in? Because Dolph Lundgren, I'm sorry, dude is like 6'5". You know, he's like 6'5", and he should not be the same. He's not a stocky muscle bound. Well, he's muscle bound, but he's 6'5". He's a tall guy, and I don't know. Maybe when you get into the game, maybe he will seem 6'5", and maybe everybody will seem blah 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 blah. Can I talk? Maybe everybody will seem their proper height. when you get into this game, and it'll be okay. And I guess this update is out right now, so it's January 29th, right? Yeah, today is January 29th, so I guess I could try this right now. So, okay, bye guys, I'm gonna go try this now. But yeah, so this is out there right now, so I am kind of interested in checking it out. I definitely will try to hop into this. Take a look at these character models. Clubber Lang was the one that I really wanted to see. Clubber Lang's model is pretty good. Like, I think his character, he looks a little bit like Ice Cube, though. He looks a little bit like Ice Cube, but I think his character model, and then the other thing I gotta say is Rocky Balboa in his prime, the hair. We've got to figure out hair, guys. We've really got to figure out hair, because we still don't know how to make hair. So anyway, that is Creed Rise to Glory. That is the Legends update. And I will say this for Creed. Creed Rise to Glory is a well-loved game in the VR community. A lot of people really like this game. It is a high-quality game. I would have to say it's the best boxing game we have. And it's not like we have like 25 boxing games, but it is the best boxing game out there. It has production value. It has that classy, rocky music. You've got all these different arenas. I don't play it a lot because I don't really want to get a lot. I really don't want to get very sweaty when I'm playing VR. So I don't play it that much, but it is a high quality thing. And then as they continue to add these updates and they keep it in the news a bit, you know, and they keep improving it, and it's a very solid game. So, you know, Creed Rise to Glory, we do have a very solid game. Survios is a solid developer. One of these days, I got to do a show on the best VR developers out there, like the most prolific and best VR developers. And I believe Survios, you know, Sprint Vector, Raw Data, Creed Rise to Glory, Survios would be one of the best VR developers that's out there, because they've got 3 major games, and, well, Electronauts as well. You know, so they've got 4 major games, but really 3 really big bangers. They are one of the best developers in the VR game right now at this point in time. Now, speaking of some of the best developers in the VR game, I have a trailer for another game. This has been out for a couple of weeks. Somehow I kind of skipped it or missed it or didn't follow up on this. But there is a game that is coming from Wolf and Wood Interactive. Now, these are the guys that came out with a chair in a room, Green Water, which is considered one of the best horror games in VR, a psychological horror game that is incredible. A Chair in a Room, Green Water, which apparently is coming to PlayStation VR. And I was trying to find like some more official information about A Chair in a Room, Green Water coming to PlayStation VR. I couldn't really find out any more official information about that, but what I did find is the trailer for their new game. They have a teaser trailer. It is called Hotel R&R. And the idea is, haven't you ever heard, well, I know all of us have heard of this, like rock stars, big celebrities, usually rock stars for the most part, they go into these hotel rooms and they trash the living shit out of the hotel rooms, you know? And it's kind of like this thing, man. It's like a thing that they do, brah. You know, they go into these hotel rooms, they have hookers, they have blow, and they tear the hotel room apart. And it's just normal. That's the normal thing. It's like, it's expected. If you become a major rock star, if you don't tear your hotel room to shreds, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. And so Wolf and Wood Interactive, it's an interesting idea. They've created a game called Hotel R&R. Let's go. It's called VR Hotel Smash Up. Let's go ahead and check this trailer out. It is a bit of a teaser trailer, so it's not very long. Doesn't show a hell of a lot. But let's go ahead and check this trailer out real quick, and we'll talk about it as soon as we come back. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let me turn this up. All right, well, you know, they weren't lying when they called this a teaser trailer. I only saw a couple of seconds of this before I grabbed it. I saw like the first couple of seconds. I didn't know that that was literally all that the trailer has. So you can see a guy, he's taking his guitar, smashing the living crap out of it. I see a banana up in the air. Is that a banana? That is so very wrong. Take care of your bananas, ladies and gentlemen. Bananas should not be flying in the air. A Gonzo VR game about a rock and roll star smashing up hotel rooms for the devil. So one of the things that we have learned about virtual reality is there is a simple joy. Yeah, it is the definition of a teaser trailer. That is Crunchy. He says that's the definition of a teaser. Yeah, it is. And it's a good you see the wine bottle in the air. You see some wine glasses. You see a rose in the air. You see a fork. Did I see a banana? I see an apple. That is a banana. Banana confirmed. Bananas should never be treated. Oh my God, you see a gun. You see some prescription drugs. You see a whole lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, that is Hotel R&R. Not a lot of info here. Smashing up hotel rooms for the devil. I don't know why they had to bring him into it. Coming to VR in 2019, Steam VR and Oculus, and they can see free celebrity mini fridge or something like that. HBO, no vacancy. But yeah, this is Hotel R&R. And what I was going to say before I got distracted by the banana is one of the things that we've learned about virtual reality is one of the most simple pleasures in the world. Where's the blow? Like, the blow should be flying in the air. You know, the fucking Xannies should be flying up in the air. All of that stuff should be happening, right? But one of the simple joys in VR is just throwing shit around. Like, you can just throw things around, no problem. It is so easy. You know, you have things in your hand. Like, how many times have you been in a VR game, you pick something up off the table, you look at it, you don't put it back on the table, you just let that thing fly. Because there is a simple joy about letting things fly. And so, you know, people have recognized this, and so they've thought, well, why don't we make a VR game where it's all about smashing the shit out of everything, and you see how much damage you cause, and maybe there's like some kind of number of damage, and so you're like trying to like get up the leaderboards, brah, with the most damage that you do to your hotel room, like who can do the most amazing, spectacular damage. And kind of like Burnout Paradise almost, like you're trying to create this incredible amount of damage in a very specific situation with slow-mo and all of that. So it's an interesting concept, but we've seen other games like Smash Hit Plunder. Wait, what was it called? Smash something plunder, Smash blah blah blah. I forget what it was called, but it was on PlayStation VR, and it was developed by Triangular Pixels, guys. Triangular Pixels, the developers of Unseen Diplomacy. So, yeah, Smash Hit Plunder. I think that like smash stuff, hit stuff, plunder. And that was kind of the same idea. It was built off this concept of just wrecking up shop, but instead of being in like an accurate modern day hotel room as a rock star, instead you were like a little wizard guy, and you're kind of like in an old Super Nintendo game, and you're smashing stuff around, and you're trying to get as many coins as possible, and the game was way overpriced, and it just wasn't very successful, I don't think, for Triangular Pixels. But hopefully they can get enough support, pump up their Patreon, baby, because I do want to see Unseen Diplomacy 2. That is what they should have did. They made a damn mistake by doing Smash Hit Plunder. They should have went straight into Unseen Diplomacy 2, but that is another story. Okay, so yeah, these are two of the trailers that I wanted to get into real quick. Now, you know, one of the things that we can absolutely go to is, and we've been doing this every single day like clockwork, but first I want to switch over here to our Webby browser. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Webby browser. And one of the things we have been looking at every single day is the Oculus Daily Deal. Thank goodness for the Oculus Daily Deal, because I'll tell you what, it gives me about 5 minutes of extra show to go to, just in case there's really no stories, nothing's really popping off. I can always bring up the daily deal, even if it's not a good deal, or if it's a really good deal, then maybe I can talk even longer, especially if it's a game that I'm really into, like Zing the Land Beyond or Talos Principle or something like that. So today's daily deal, folks, it is Witching Tower. Witching Tower is the daily deal. Now, the normal price for this is $20, which I think when it launched, I think it may have been like a $24.99 game, and then I think it came down relatively quickly to that $20 level. But don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. But right now it has a 20% discount. You can grab this for $15.99. It is $16, and there is a little over 12 hours that are left in this deal. So this is the daily deal. Now you can see on the ratings, not exactly stellar. We're talking 3.5. You got 23 ratings. Now we know this rating system can be gamed in the first damn place, so we've got to be careful with that. Daily Magic Productions is the developer of this game. You can see it came out back on December 20th. I've played Witching Tower, and you know what I gotta say is actually last night, it's really interesting because I just got another SSD. I got a 500 gig SSD. There was a good sell out there on a Crucial, I think it's the MX500. Don't know if it's still on a deal, but Amazon.com had a good deal. And I got this extra SSD, formatted it, got it up and running, and so now I can download a whole bunch of games because I was playing this. Do you guys ever do this where it's like you have a limited number of storage space, and so you start thinking, ah man, this game's 36 gigs, I only play it every once in a while, I'm deleting that shit because I want to try this other game and I want to try this other game and I'm running out of storage space. And that was kind of the dilemma that I was in. I got this other SSD, and so now I'm adding a bunch of games. Like, think about it. I've never done a Let's Play of Jet Island. There's lots of games that, like, I started doing Let's Plays more recently, and I missed out on doing all these Let's Plays for all these other games that have come out. And so I'm downloading them now. Like, I downloaded Jet Island. I downloaded Gunheart, which I haven't played in the longest time because I'm thinking I can do a Let's Play of Gunheart. I can do a Let's Play of Jet Island. I know these are older games, but I can kind of revisit them and check them out. And I was looking at Witching Tower. Witching Tower was in my lineup, and I thought, you know, I should probably download Witching Tower and check it out. I didn't do it, but I thought about it. And then it's kind of interesting. It's the daily deal. So, you know, synchronicity, I guess you could say. But yeah, that is Witching Tower. It is $16. And, you know, I have mixed impressions of this, but my computer wasn't really on hit at that point in time. I did have the 1080 Ti, but I did have, you know, the old motherboard, the old RAM, all of those things. So this is one I would like to revisit. Also, when it first came out, it had a number of issues right away. The developers, Daily Magic Productions, was that it? Yeah, Daily Magic Productions. The developers did get in there. They did patch it up a little bit. They did dial it in a little bit more. And I did revisit it for a quick minute, and it did play a little bit better, but I just didn't get that far into it. But Witching Tower is a really weird game because as you're in this game, you will see certain aspects of it that are like straight up AAA, but then you'll see other aspects of it that are very indie. And it's kind of a mishmash. So it's hard to really put your finger on the pulse of Witching Tower, but a decent game to take a look at. So that is Witching Tower. All right, let's see. What else can we get to? I do have another trailer to go to. Now, do you guys remember the other day I was talking about this thing called Traveling While Black? And I got into a total off-topic thing about racism and about the way you look at the world is the way the world is for you. And I kind of went straight off topic, and I kind of got on a podium, and it was really weird and probably very awkward. Okay, I'm not going to get back into that stuff, guys. I really am not. But I do have a trailer because I went over to Oculus and I was seeing if there was any new Oculus trailers for anything, any new games or any kind of little interesting things they might have. And they have a trailer for Traveling While Black. I grabbed that trailer. Let's go ahead and check this out. I really do. I honestly, legitimately believe that VR is a pretty good empathy machine. Like, it can put you in the shoes of somebody that lives a completely different life, and you can kind of, it's a great empathy machine, and it's just going to get better and better and better in regards of being an empathy machine. Sometimes, I mean, one of the things I wonder, PTSD. Do you ever think there's going to be a day where we literally get post-traumatic stress disorder from having an incredibly powerful VR experience? I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think there could be a day, man, where our visuals get so freaking like crystal clear, just pure photorealism, just absolute photoreal graphics. The sounds are going to be so good, and you put yourself into a harrowing experience, you might end up with PTSD. This is something that people are going to have to experiment with, and testers, like, it's kind of like a Black Mirror episode, really. But let's go ahead and check out this trailer. It is called Traveling While Black. I have no idea. This is like a 360 video kind of thing. I'm going to switch back over to our standard scene. I'm going to go ahead and pump up this volume here, and let's just check this trailer out real quick. Let me grab this baby. Traveling While Black. Let's check it out.
The Green Book was a guide for African Americans to travel safely, to find shelter, food, and gas in a time when these basic rights were not guaranteed.
Every trip through America for a black person during those times was potentially fatal. The assumption is at some time it stopped. And that's not the case. It never stopped.
I am feared, really frightened for black men traveling while black. I wonder, when does it end?
The Green Book was a guide for African Americans to travel.
All right, so that is a really short trailer, and, you know, again, this is a 360 experience, and we've all tried various 360 videos, and usually they're pretty kind of craptacular. They don't do a very good job. However, we have all seen occasional 360 videos that are kind of interesting. I remember I saw, I don't know if it was in some kind of VR app, like Within, or you know how they have these different VR apps like Within. I'm forgetting all the different ones that are out there, right? But there was one of these VR apps where they put you in, it was a 360 video, and you were like riding in the car with like these 3 other guys, and you like stopped at like some convenience store, and then all of you guys get out of the car and you go into the convenience store, and then something happened, like somebody got shot, or like somebody got robbed, like the convenience store got robbed, somebody got shot, and it all kind of unfolds, and it's in this 360 video. And yeah, it's kind of a 360, you know, it's kind of a crappy 360 video, but at the same time, it kind of places you in that kind of, like, you're looking around, everything's kind of happening all around you, and the music was pretty good and all of that. And I thought it was kind of cool. And I do believe there's going to be a day when these kinds of videos, like, imagine when we really have 6 DOF video. You know, 6 degrees of freedom in a video. Alvin Wang Graylin has talked about this. The HTC Vive guy, he's talked about this. People have talked about volumetric video. Intel has invested copious amounts of funds into volumetric video and fractals in their studio that they've designed. This stuff is coming. The problem is I think that one of the biggest problems with it right now is, how do you get this content to headsets? Because when you go into the realm of volumetric video, when you get into 6 DOF video and all of that kind of stuff, you are talking about gigs upon gigs upon gigs. And so there's a problem in terms of the bandwidth and the downloading, the infrastructure. Basically, we've got infrastructure problems. Volumetric video is not going to happen until we solve our infrastructure issues. And that's why 5G, I know how corny it is, but that's why 5G might help with that. But yeah, eventually we're going to have next level 360 videos, 180 videos that are incredibly powerful, incredibly high resolution, and that's probably going to be the killer app that is going to grab people that have no interest in gaming. There's a lot of people out there, they just don't give a damn about gaming. My wife, for example, she doesn't care about video games, but she does like theatrical kind of stuff. But if I put her into some of these experiences, like she'll watch some of them, but the resolution just isn't there. The suspension of disbelief just isn't there. But when we have the right resolution and when you can actually move around and kind of step in the video and it's still going on, it is going to be a game changer like none other. But I don't know how many years we are away from that. But yeah, that is a trailer for Traveling While Black, which I believe this is available right now on the Oculus Rift store. I think, you know, if you have an Oculus Go or a Rift, I believe you can try this out. And I am curious about this. I do want to try this out. I've tried a lot of things like this, like the Anne Frank thing. It's a little bit different because the Anne Frank or like the Berlin Blitz, they're using actual real-time graphics and audio and stuff, where this is just a 360 video, so it's a little bit different. But Felix and Paul, they're pretty respected there, and I think they helped out the guy that did, like the director of this. I think they helped it out, so I would like to check that out. Let's see. So now the next story that we can go to, let's go back over to our Webby browser for a second here, and we do got some. Hold on a second, I got to get into the right browser. Okay, here we go. We do have some PlayStation sales that are about to pop off, and I don't know if these sales have started already or if this is coming on a particular day. But I know a lot of people were talking about this on the PSVR subreddit. I saw a lot of different threads talking about these various sales. Now, here's the thing, guys. So we're looking at these sales here, but you might notice like it has this pink and purple background all over the place, and it's PS Plus. So here's the downside, guys. You got to be a PS Plus guy to get these deals. Now, I've gone out there and I've said, look, I don't have PlayStation Plus. Why? Because I'm not a multiplayer guy, really. For the most part, I don't really care about multiplayer that much. Like, I've got to be dragged kicking and screaming into multiplayer. I've got to just be overwhelmed by some incredible multiplayer experience, then I'll get into it. Because for me and my life, single player gaming just works out perfect because it's there when I need it to be. And I don't just like going into randos. But anyway, these are some of the deals that are going on. Resident Evil 7, you can grab that for $25. Although nobody in their right mind is paying $50 for Resident Evil 7. If you live in the United States of America, you can go to your local Redbox and you could probably buy Resident Evil 7 on the PlayStation 4. Like Redbox, you can actually buy Redbox games. Like they sell some of these Redbox games, especially the ones they're trying to get rid of. And I think I remember somebody talking about Resident Evil 7. You can grab that from Redbox for like $7. So you don't want to be paying these outrageous prices for that. Rick and Morty is down to $15, although I have always heard that the PlayStation VR version of Rick and Morty is god-awful. Now, that's what I've heard. I've never played it myself, but I've heard that it is god-awful. Okay, Accounting Plus, that is on sale. It's down to $10. Along Together. You know, I've heard good things about Along Together. This is one game. Every once in a while, I have a blind spot about a particular game, and Along Together, it's a blind spot for me. I've never played this game. You can grab it. It's half price, 50% off, $7.50 if you do have PS Plus. Apex Construct, $15. Astrobot down to $32. Let's see here. Batman Arkham is down to $12. Blaster. Oh, now here is a hell of a deal. This is probably the best deal I've seen so far. Looking at this, Blasters of the Universe, 70% off, $4.50. Its normal price is $15. That is a hell of a deal there. I've never tried Blasters on PSVR. I love it on PC. It's a wonderful game on the PC platforms. Probably, honestly, if you really get down to brass tacks, I don't think there is a better wave shooter from a pure gameplay mechanic standpoint. Now, if I'm off, let me know, guys. What is a better wave shooter from a pure gameplay mechanics? I think it is Blasters of the Universe. But, you know, just yesterday, Paradise Decay, though, was talking about our Oculus Daily Deal, which was Serious Sam, the Last Hope, which is a straight-up wavy-ass wave shooter because that is a front-facing experience. But I don't know. I feel like Blasters of the Universe has the best pure gameplay mechanics from a wave shooter standpoint. Blind is on sale. It is half off, $12.50. Blind is a little bit overpriced in the first damn place. I think Blind, like when you go to Steam and everything, it should be $19.99. It should straight up be $19.99. But that is still a pretty good deal for $12.50. Bloody Zombies is $7.50. Bound. I love Bound. I absolutely love Bound. But here's the thing about Bound, guys. Bound is a absolute love it or hate it kind of game. You will know probably in the first 5 minutes whether you love Bound or whether you hate it. I loved it. I just absolutely loved that. I just thought it was breathtaking, the world that they put you in, Bound. It's almost more art than it is a game, but I really liked Bound. That is Tim Bones. Bravo team, you don't want to even go to, you don't want to go there. Castle Storm $7.50, Catch and Release $12. Catch and Release gets a lot of pub. I mean, a lot of people like Catch and Release. I've always said when it comes to Catch and Release that I didn't get it. Like, I just didn't get it. We got it for VR Roundtable. We got a code for this. Everybody went into it. And I guess I just didn't learn the controls. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I got very frustrated with it, and I just bounced the hell out of it. But there are people that really love Catch and Release. Cat Lateral Damage is only $3. That is 70% off. Cold Iron, 70% off. That's a little bit over $4. Creed Rise to Glory. I'm guessing they get the update with everybody else, right? You could grab that for $21. Darknet, 70% off. That's $4.50. Dirt Rally, yeah, it's unfortunate what's going on with Dirt Rally. You know, here's the DLC up, the add-on. So you could buy this for, if you guys want to be super cheap about Dirt Rally, I'm going to let you guys know how to do this. Okay, so you buy this add-on for $3.24, and then you go find a used Dirt Rally on eBay or GameStop or whatever. It's such an old game now. The first Dirt Rally, no one gives a damn about the first Dirt Rally. You can grab it for like $7 or $8, and then you get the DLC add-on for $3.24. Drive Club down to $7.50. That goes on sale a lot. And this is just the A's, the B's, and the C's. You know, so I mean, you could keep on trucking. We could keep on going through here. And there's probably, like, this is a major, major sale. Too bad I'm not a PS Plus member, but look at this. Eagle Flight, $6. Here's a double dipper for 12 bones, 70% off. You can grab Eagle Flight and Werewolves Within. Of course, who the hell is playing Werewolves Within at this point in time? So I don't know that there's much of an online community there. You might want to just grab the Eagle Flight for $6 and call it a day. In Space, not bad by any stretch of the imagination, 70% off. Looks pretty damn good on PSVR, actually. That is only $6. Farpoint, you can get it for a 10 spot. That's what I did. I got Farpoint for a 10 spot. Finally got it. Evasion is down to 20. We might be talking about a little bit of an overpriced game in general, but you know, Evasion is 40 bones, holding on to that full pop price there of $39.99. You could grab that for $20. Floor Plan is only $3. We've heard some good things. You know, I think a lot of people, we've been talking about A Fisherman's Tale, right? We've been talking a lot about A Fisherman's Tale over the last couple of days, and I hear a lot of discussions about A Fisherman's Tale, and then somebody brings up Floor Plan. I've never played Floor Plan. I don't know why it's so similar to A Fisherman's Tale, but a lot of people seem to bring it up. That is a $3 game right now at 50% off on this deal that is going on. Here They Lie. Here They Lie, 75% off. really cool visual aesthetic in terms of how they use like black and white, but there's certain bursts of color, kind of like Sin City. This is by the Tan Gentleman, guys. What a great name for a developer too. The Tan Gentleman, like they're going off on tangents, but they are gentlemen like a mofo. That is a great name. There's a lot of good names for developers, but I really like Tan Gentleman. That is only 5 bones for Tan Gentleman. Yeah, so, I mean, god damn, there are a lot of deals. Just in Time Incorporated, $5, you know, under $5. That is a pretty, I like Just in Time Incorporated. I don't know if the PSVR port worked out very good, but I do like that game. Out of Ammo is down to $7.50. So yeah, this is a hell of a celebration. This is a hell of a sale, to be sure. You know, continuing to scroll through this, I just want to see Psychonauts Rhombus of Ruin, 80% off. It is only $4. I picked this up for $4 on the Oculus deal recently, and I wasn't that impressed. I didn't get into it. It just didn't hit me the right way, but I know there's people that really love Psychonauts. PlayStation VR Worlds. Okay, here is your homework assignment, ladies and gentlebots. Ask yourself these questions. First, do you own a PlayStation VR? If the answer to that question is yes, then go to question 2. Question 2 is, are you a PlayStation Plus member? If the answer to that is yes, go to question 3. Question 3 is, do you own PlayStation VR Worlds? Okay, if the answer to that question is no, and those first 2 questions were yes, then this is your homework assignment straight up. It is $4.50. This is mandatory. 70% off PlayStation VR Worlds, one of the best VR experiences on any platform. Yes, this is a collection of minigames. It is a collection of minigames, but Danger Ball is awesome. The London Heist is incredible, maybe one of the most powerful VR experiences I've ever experienced. You know, when I talk about Lone Echo and being in a major motion picture, like you're in a sci-fi film when you're in Lone Echo and there's nothing closer, and there really isn't anything closer. But you know what the next step is freaking London Heist, because when you're in that van and when you're driving on the freeway, and this guy gives you a gun, and you got to load the gun. You're like shooting motorcycle guys that are driving next to you when you're on the freeway. That is probably the second closest thing to being inside an actual movie. Like, you feel like you're in an action movie with that in PlayStation VR Worlds. That little scene in London Heist when you're on the freeway, absolutely incredible. So that is mandatory homework assignment for anybody that has PlayStation Plus. You have a PlayStation VR, but you don't own Worlds. You gotta buy it. Like, no discussion. No discussion. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the rest of these just to see if there's anything that... Oh my God, dude. Smashbox Arena, $2.50. You can't even get a small vanilla latte for $2.50. Everybody will say, oh yeah, that's a vanilla latte. No. A vanilla latte costs more than $2.50. And you can get Smashbox Arena for the price of a vanilla latte. Static. Oh my goodness, guys. Static is legit. Now, there is a demo out there for Static, so you might as well try the demo. But I love Static. Static is by Tarsier Studios, and the beautiful thing about Static is, okay, so you're sitting down in a chair and you're holding a DualShock 4 controller with both of your hands. So Tarsier Studios says, hey, what can we do, guys? Let's make a game where you're sitting in a chair and you're holding a freaking DualShock 4 controller and you're stuck in that chair, and all you can do is manipulate the controller, and that's what they did with Static. But instead of the controller there, it's like your hands are in some kind of weird-ass box, and it's like a Rorschach test or something. It's like a psychological puzzle that you're doing, and you have to like figure out how you're going to get through this puzzle. And there's a guy that is sitting there, and he's in a lab coat, and he's like scratching things on piece of paper, and he's like chewing gum, or he's like banging his pencil or clicking the pins. Oh, it is so fabulous. Such an incredible job. Such a beautiful, just a beautiful use of VR. The problem is you can't keep doing this. Like, it's done one time and then people can't copy it because it's like, yeah, we've done that trick already. But static is awesome. Ah, such an incredible puzzle game. Much love. To get that for $6 is ridiculous. Let's go to page 4 here as we continue to move through these. Surgeon Simulator. I've never tried Surgeon Simulator Experience Reality. Surgeon Simulator ER. That is 75% off. It's only $5. Whoa, Super Stardust Ultra. 75% off. See, damn it. I wish I was a PS Plus member because I'm literally tempted. Like, I'm legitimately tempted. I've never played Super Stardust Ultra VR. I've always liked it. I liked it back on the 3D TVs back in the day. You know, I had a 3D TV. I was into the whole 3D thing. That thing died, obviously. The whole 3D thing died. But I loved Super Stardust Ultra on my PlayStation 3. Apologies for my dog. He's barking like crazy in the other room. But that's only $5. That is actually a pretty darn good deal here. Trying to see if there's any other incredible deals. I mean, there's a lot of, oh my goodness, To the Top, folks. To the Top is only $6. This is a hell of a sale. No wonder everybody's talking about this. This is a hell of a sale. Until Dawn Rush of Blood is only $4.50. Tumble VR. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the F up. Oh my God, Wipeout Omega Collection is $6. This is a great deal. This is a great sale. Too bad you have to have PlayStation Plus to be able to do this, because Tumble VR is $2.50. Tumble VR is $2.50, guys. Tumble VR, you only need one Move controller. So for those of you that have a broken Move controller or something, don't worry about it. Tumble VR is here for you, bro. Tumble VR is a wonderful game. It is an incredible game. It is developed by Supermassive Games. Okay, these are the guys that made, like, they made Until Dawn Rush of Blood, which is an incredible deal as well. But Tumble VR, for less than the price of a small vanilla latte, like, get the F out of Dodge. This is homework assignment part 2. You've got to buy this. Do you have PlayStation VR? Yes. Do you have PlayStation Plus? Yes. Do you own Tumble VR? No. Then you've absolutely got to buy this. This is a homework assignment. It's $2.50. I'm sorry to give you guys homework assignments that are making you a little bit poorer, but you got to do it. Tumble VR. See, here's the thing about Tumble VR. It is spit shine. It is polish. It is production quality. It's like everything you do, the little noises, the little menus, it is all production quality, man. It is dialed in so good. And Tumble VR is another one of these games. You sit in a chair, you have a one Move controller in your hand, you're manipulating it, you're doing stuff, and it is really dialed in. It is really done well. I love Tumble VR. Wipeout Omega Collection. I mean, goddamn, this is a sale of a sale. Too bad it does require PS Plus. Okay, now I have not looked at chat in a fortnight, so let's go ahead and bounce over here to chat and see what people are talking about. Main Fan says Smashbox is teleport only. That's wrong. That is very wrong. Why is that? Okay, Kevgret, Wipeout, $6. That is a steal. Static, a steal as well. Yeah, we're kind of beating the same drum over. We're beating this horse to a bloody pulp, because we keep talking about how, oh, this is a great deal. 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 Somebody could just buy, oh, this is North America only, so all you Europeans are getting boned like none other. But just imagine somebody that just recently bought a PlayStation VR, and, you know, they're brand new to this whole thing. They just bought a PlayStation VR, and you could buy, you know, you could buy a 1-month subscription to PlayStation Plus and buy all of these games on sale for such an incredible deal. You could spend like $100 and walk away with some of the best all-time games. Okay, Paradise is saying, check out Dead Effect 2 VR on Steam. Is that on sale? Is that a major deal? Okay, so let's go over here. Here is Subnautica Below Zero. And what a damn shame. This game comes out tomorrow and there's no VR support. What a goddamn shame. There's not even any experimental VR support. Okay, so Dead Effect 2. Dead Effect. Oh, yeah, so that's down to $7. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Dead Effect 2 VR. Because I saw it for $2.39, but that was the non-VR version. Okay, yeah, 70% off. Dead Effect 2 VR down to $7.49. This is a very intense game. It's kind of like a Doom in VR, but maybe with a little bit more polish. Yeah, Dead Effect 2 VR is very solid. Not a bad deal at all. So yeah, we've done a lot of great, I mean, there's a lot of good sales right now going on, especially in PSVR world, and we've got some other sales. We've got some daily deals like Witching Tower. We've got Dead Effect 2 VR on a very good deal here. Badfly Interactive, mostly positive, very positive. A very solid game to be sure, especially if you're grabbing it for $7.50. But you know what? One thing that we need to do, guys, before we close out this show, and we've already been doing this show for a while now, but let's go ahead and bounce over to Upload VR, because I haven't even looked at news stories. Like, I don't know that there are any, but I haven't even looked at them. So let's go ahead and look at them. So I'm refreshing Upload VR, and we've got the free Legends update that has come to Rise to Glory. This is something I gotta check out today. I gotta check out Clubber Lang. I gotta check out Ivan Drago. I gotta do this at some point today. Beat Saber Expert Plus for PSVR is coming this week, and it looks insane. You know, I've noticed, have you guys noticed this, that a lot of VR news websites love to have a Beat Saber story? And you know why they love it? Because it's free clicks for everybody. Because Beat Saber has a really high popularity factor, and so they love having a little story, even if it's the most minor story of all. They have a little minor story of Beat Saber, and it gets those clicks, y'all. It gets those clicks. Welltown turns into Wellington, New Zealand. Welltown turns Wellington, New Zealand into a VR city with games. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's click on this and just see what the heck they're talking about here. You no longer need to spend roughly 1 billion hours on a plane to get to New Zealand. Welltown takes you there in an instant. Okay, the first city in the world to turn... Okay, it's a little like Google Earth VR, except dotted around the town are interactive games and experiences. Ah, that seems kind of interesting here. There are 360 videos too. You can watch footage from an All Blacks rugby test match or visit the offices of accountancy firm Xero. Some VR enthusiasts may also recall that Wellington is home to Weta. Oh, maybe we'll see a little bit of Magic Leap stuff going on over there. Peter Jackson's award-winning digital effects studio. So yeah, that's an interesting idea to kind of like take a city and turn it into VR. That's an interesting story. Didn't check that one out. Let's see. Disney is making another top secret VR film, may use existing characters. Okay, well, what was their first top secret VR film? See, that's what a catchy headline like this might make you do. They're making another top secret VR film. Well, I don't know about the first one, so I got to click on this story. Great job, Jamie Feltham. Great job. Okay, CNET reports that Disney is working on another top secret VR short film. Word comes by way of Cycles director Jeff Gibson, who will also direct the new project. There's a lot of stuff that is coming out of 2019 Sundance Film Festival in Utah. A lot of these stories are coming out of there, a lot of interesting things. As for a possible home release for Cycles, no word yet, though. Apparently the studio's open to the idea. I'm still wondering what the other one is. Okay, what is their other secret film? But I don't want to look through this entire article, so never mind. But yeah, there are some news stories that are popping off. You know, Media Molecule Dreams, apparently the embargo has been lifted, so people are talking about Dreams. Some people were talking on the PSVR subreddit that one of the ways we're going to be able to play a lot of classic games in VR is through Dreams. Of course, you know, there are like legality kind of situations and things are going to get taken down and all of those kinds of things. Why don't we bounce over to Road to VR, see if they have anything different over here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this one time for your mind. Okay, the Rocky Legends update. Yes, we do know about that. Disney is developing a new top secret film. VR Destination... Out of home, VR Destination Sandbox VR closes $68 million in funding. I don't know what that is all about. Let me click on this, though, because I still want to find out what this the first top secret. Oh, okay, so there's something called Cycles. Let's see. Cycles 2018 was the studio's first foray into VR short films. Why don't I remember this, or where do you get it? Where do you get Cycles? Well, anyway, I don't know what's going on with that story. Let's bounce back out of here and let's go over to that other one I was thinking about. Road to VR. Let's take a look at this one. So out of home, VR Destination Sandbox VR closes $68 million Series A funding. Okay, so is this another competitor to the Void and kind of all of those? Is this basically a competitor to the Void? Let's see. The big investment deals that brought so many VR companies into the limelight have cooled down somewhat over the past 2 years, although that hasn't stopped the Hong Kong-born VR destination company Sandbox VR from getting a boost of $68 million. And guess who was involved in this, guys? Andreessen Horowitz. We've heard of them before. This is the guy that says VR is going to be 1,000 times bigger than AR, although he was kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth at the same time. Okay, unlike the Void, Sandbox VR hasn't publicly announced any deals for branded VR experiences, instead making its own VR games, including a futuristic shooter, a haunted house, underwater treasure hunting. So this is how it works. You know, you get to do multiplayer, you get to bump into each other, you get to smack other people's with your plastic guns. That is going to happen. People are going to run into each other and smack into each other. And, you know, there's going to be some serious accidents that's going to happen with this, because somebody's going to be in a VR experience. They're going to get so freaked out by something and they're going to go, ah! And they're going to go running backwards and they're going to smack right into somebody else. Somebody's going to like go to the hospital, not like with a major injury, but like a broken ankle or something. But I guarantee you're going to have to sign all these waiver forms and stuff before you go into this stuff. The company's approach is decidedly different from the Void, which features large-scale tracking volumes, interactive sets, and real-time effects. Instead, Sandbox VR is focusing on greater scalability thanks to reduced complexity and physical footprint. Yeah, but you know what? I like the Void's idea, because I feel like the way this should really work when it comes to location-based entertainment, here's what I think these guys need to do and I understand why they're doing it like this, because then they're like, okay, well, we've got this like 12 foot by 12 foot area and we can make all kinds of experiences out of it. But I really feel like there needs to be dials, there needs to be levers, there needs to be buttons. You need to stand on certain floors where the floor starts rumbling a little bit. You need to walk across a bridge, a rickety bridge that's kind of swaying in the wind, and you're really walking across a little bit of a bridge while you're in the VR experience. There needs to be all these other things that are happening that increases the immersion here. But I guess Sandbox VR is kind of going with a different idea so that they can have a lot of different experiences. See, the problem is if you have these walls with all these buttons and all these levers, if you have a seat, if you have a car, you open up the door, you get into the car, there's a steering wheel. If you have all of that stuff, then it really makes it hard to like convert it to another experience really quickly. And so they're trying to make an idea where it's more scalable. So apparently all of these support between 2 and 6 players at once, with the company charging about $40 per person for a 30-minute play session. That's pretty damn expensive. $40 for 30 minutes. Like, I need some buttons. I need some 4D. I need some heat. I need some wind. I need coolness. I need smells. I need smell-o-vision. I need a rumbling floor. I need a lot more. Sandbox VR is currently operating 7 locations across North America and Asia. Los Angeles, Austin, New York, Chicago are planned. Locations are planned for LA, Austin, New York, Chicago. I really want to go to Austin, guys. I want to go to Austin. I think Austin is probably a really cool city. I've been to LA, I've been to Chicago, but I was really, really young when I went to Chicago. I've never been to New York. I've never been to New York. I've never been to Austin, and I want to go to both of these places. Alrighty, guys, well, that's going to go ahead and do it. We are well past the 1 hour mark, but I was having a lot of fun, so I kept on balling. But basically, that's going to go ahead and do it for this particular show. Let's go ahead and get back to our standard scene here, and let me get my standard outro up on the screen. I'm starting to get real hungry too. That's another thing that's happening. I did grab an emergency banana. I did grab an emergency banana because I thought this may happen. But I think I'm going to be out of the show before I break open the emergency banana. So yeah, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for our particular show here. I am sorry. I do want to apologize to chat because I wasn't really involving you guys today, and I feel bad about that. But I was in such a flow and such a rhythm covering all this other stuff that chat would have just interrupted it. So F chat. It's one day without chat. And, you know, we'll survive. One day without chat. We can survive without chat. I will be back tomorrow, chat. And I mean, you guys will be back tomorrow. Chat will be back in the show tomorrow. The banana looks depressed. Well, the banana is very spotted. You know, here's the thing. You don't really want your banana. Like, this banana is past its prime. You know, this banana would have been much better about 2 days ago. It is way past its prime. All the sugar from the banana is starting to leak into the actual, you know, peel of it. And it's a mushy mess. But you know what? Bananas like this are pretty good for smoothies. You know, if I had a bunch of kale and a bunch of other stuff and I can make one of those green smoothies, this banana would work really good for that. But anyway, I am out of here, guys. I will see everybody tomorrow around 11 a.m. Pacific time is the normal bat time, the normal bat channel. Job might be in the building. He might. Actually, Job was here last week. He came really late last week. So he might not be here this week. So we might skip Job. There might be no Job. So that would be exciting. But I will be back with plenty of news, plenty of more news stories to get into, maybe some more trailers, maybe some more VR games to discuss. Maybe I could talk about the Creed update and some of these other things. So I will be back tomorrow. See you guys then. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Later.